This video is brought to you by FLOWER Magazine. See the description of this video to subscribe now and receive 6 copies each year for more beautiful interior design, flowers, and gardens. Welcome to the FLOWER Magazine Atlanta Showhouse, located on a verdant, winding street in Atlanta's Buckhead neighborhood. This Regency-style house, with its stately yet understated bones and interiors, designed for 21st century living, conveys a mature sensibility that belies its status as the new kid on the block. Take a dream team of architect, builder, and landscape architect. Add 21 top-tier interior design firms who come bearing 35 wallpapers and too many to tally fabrics, furnishings, and objects from vendors and artisans with chicness factored to the nth degree. And finally, round it all off with 15 wildly artistic floral designers. Total all the figures and they equal one show-stopping flower showhouse. We invite you to come inside the Flower Showhouse. As you wander through the exquisitely executed rooms and peek behind the curtains and into the thoughtful minds of those who created them, we hope you'll be mesmerized down to every last detail and inspired to watch even more in the individual room tour videos. From the front portico, you arrive in Michelle Nussbaumer's entrance hall. For this space, she envisioned a well-traveled owner who loves beauty and collections. She's a grande dame, but young, and definitely a little irreverent. Think Doris Duke meets Isabella Stewart Gardner. Michelle encased the room with wallpaper she designed for Paul Montgomery. It is inspired by Villa Efrusi de Rothschild in Cap Ferrat, which has the most extraordinary series of gardens. This wallpaper is a patchwork of the garden's flowers from around the world. The Clarence House fabric on the custom console and lampshades brings in a dash of mod while echoing the color of the rug from the Rug Company. The flowers were arranged by Sybil Sylvester of Wildflower Designs. The chandelier is from Visual Comfort. Michelle's spaces represent a lot of her favorite places and things. In the adjoining powder room, the wallpaper is based on a Venetian palazzo, and the printed velvet depicts her grandmother's crazy quilt that Michelle still owns. Turquoise foo dogs stand guard atop brackets. Look for Michelle's room tour video for even more insights and details from this space. The entrance hall opens directly to Suzanne Kasler's salon. Inspired by Paris and everything French, Suzanne calls this large space the salon because with the kitchen on one end and multiple conversation groups on the other, it allows a lot of activities to happen at the same time. The Philip Jeffries geometric wallpaper on the ceiling pulls the entire space together. The salon is so open and seemed to be spilling into the hall, so she added interior curtains to define the room. Suzanne's workroom made the striped curtains from the 2 main fabrics she used in the space. The Sir John Soane mantle from Chesney's reflects the Regency architecture. Trims on upholstery and curtains are the extra element you don't always notice immediately when you walk into a room, but they make a huge impact. Suzanne has a collection with La Cornue, and the stove in her new color, graphite, looks like jewelry in the room. A sculptural plaster light fixture found in Paris hangs over the Marble Island by Temer and provides artistic balance to the Chemo Minton painting over the mantel. She had all the iron doors and windows painted white because she wanted the eye to see through to the garden without getting stopped by the naturally dark metal. Look for Suzanne's video of the salon for more from this grand space. And if you enjoy home tours and design videos, be sure to subscribe to FLOWER Magazine on YouTube and click the bell to be notified when we post new videos. In the library, designer Barry Dixon aimed to give Jane Austen's Mr. Darcy a 21st century update of his library at Pemberley. Barry explored the masculine side of floral inspiration with a larger scale and a woodsy palette. He designed the Dahlia cowhide rug by Kyle Bunting and used fabrics by Vervain, Stroheim, and Tyler Graphic. Barry enlisted library expert Kinsey Marable to curate a book lover's dream collection that ranges from history and architecture to gardening and children's classics. Objects interspersed throughout shelves provide subtle clues to the subjects close at hand. Barry brings classic elements forward in a modern way. Rather than drapery treatments for a pair of oval windows, Barry designed metal mesh screens that diffuse light and punctuate the busts atop see-through pedestals. Look for Barry's library tour video to see more of this fascinating room. When asked about her design point of view, Alexa Hampton replied, "I gotta have more cowbell." Alexa's dining room delivers. She considers animal patterns a neutral, even with all their vivacity and individuality. The hand-painted wallpaper she designed doesn't have a single line or striation that is the same, but it's still interpreted as a repeating motif. Really fabulous green rooms like those by Givenchy, who always lurks in the back of Alexa's mind, and the ones in Denise Hale's house in San Francisco, which her father decorated years ago, remain pivotal in her imagination. Alexa thinks of this as her green room, even though it's technically not. Gracie's tiger pattern beautifully combines with accents of emerald and classical elements, such as the Chesney's mantle. Bill Blass once told Alexa how important the back of a bride's dress is, because that's what people see most as she goes up the aisle and stands during the ceremony. She has always drawn the parallel to dining room chairs. You've got to bring it so they don't seem lonely when they're not being used. She put the moneymaker pattern on the back of her Theodore Alexander chairs, where she also didn't have to consider the practicalities of wear and tear. Flowers from Robert Long Flora and Event Design, along with glassware and china from Replacements Limited, decorate the table. Don't miss Alexa's dining room video for even more details from the space. Melanie Milner of the Design Atelier notes that the catering kitchen will be the workhorse kitchen in the house. She wanted to keep it understated but elegant at the same time. The design began with a gray plaster pastelone finish from Deming that covers the Kingdom Woodworks cabinetry, ceiling, walls, and hood. It's super durable but has such texture and depth, along with an ethereal glow. With the exception of a Viking range, the appliances have integrated fronts. Melanie kept all cabinet panels simple with streamlined custom hardware in unlacquered brass. Accents of red as well as movement in the stone countertops and backsplash give the room pops of energy. On the back wall, Melanie hung a trio of mixed media works by Dane Carter. The indoor-outdoor rug by Stark is stylish yet easy to clean when the pasta sauce inevitably splatters. As you move from the dining room to the butler's pantry, you glimpse this fabulous gold wallpaper lining the display case. It needed that bit of glamour to connect the spaces. Be sure to watch the catering kitchen video for even more from Melanie. Bunny Williams is quick to remind us that most people use the back entry more than the front door, so it needs to be beautiful as well as practical. A cutting room to pot plants and arrange flowers is a necessity for Bunny because flowers give life to a space. This space also serves as a laundry, and if you don't garden, you can always bathe your dogs in the sink. The beautiful pewter countertops from Francois & Co. wear well, and Bunny loves the blue lacquered cabinetry. The tapestry wallpaper Bunny designed for Lee Joffa instantly gives the feeling of walking into a garden. Concentric circles in Bunny's chandelier for Curry & Company reiterate the form of the rose window. The faux bois demi-lune and gold mirror are from her collection for Ballard Designs. With space at a premium in the powder room, the designer floated a serpentine vanity in the corner and carried through the progression of blues in a smaller scaled pattern from Thibaut. Bunny shares many more details and design tips in her room tour video. Be sure to watch it. Kathy Kincaid loves putting time and thought into finding special pieces and creating the kinds of details that make a room unique, like this primary bedroom. Kathy has always loved Mirella Agnelli's pink and white bedroom in Morocco. She tends to think of a bedroom as more of a woman's domain, where you're allowed to take a softer, more feminine approach. But surprisingly, men love it too. Different levels of light are important in making a romantic bedroom. The custom lampshades throughout the room are a signature of Kathy's work. She often lines them with a pale pink. It makes women prettier, men more handsome and the room glow. Floral arrangements by Michael Evans Flora and Event Design bring even more tones of pink into the space. Kathy created an intimate seating area in front of the Chesney's mantel, layering pattern and texture with wicker chairs and inlaid furniture. Antique textiles on pillows, the panels sewn on the ottoman, and the vintage rug give the room some history. When she traveled to India several years ago, Kathy visited the Baby Taj in Agra, which inspired her. She worked with de Gournay to capture some of the details in the wallpaper. The video of Kathy's room has even more details. Julie Dotson believes that classic elements mixed with just the right amount of edge and dash of whimsy create the most inspiring spaces. Mission accomplished with her designs for the primary bath, ladies' dressing room, and adjoining East Gallery. For these spaces, Julie envisioned a woman who loves designer clothes like Valentino and Dior, but puts things together in her own way. In the primary bath, the dark flooring with white marble insets that Julie designed with Temer has a masculine moodiness, but everything surrounding it has a feminine vibe. She loves creating that yin and yang. Julie incorporated window seats, elegant chairs, and occasional tables from Universal Furniture in the ladies' dressing room to ensure the owner will spend leisurely time with a cup of tea or browse the morning news before planning her outfit of the day. Another key component of the space is the three-way mirror, so that when she's finished dressing, she can see herself from every angle. The wallpaper on the ceiling creates movement, as does the floor covering from the rug company. The hall from the garage will be a regular entry point for the homeowners, so Julie didn't want the space to feel like it had been left behind. The Fromental wallpaper gives it glamour. Dubbed the champagne bar, it's the spot to make coffee or keep water in the refrigerator so you don't have to run to the kitchen at 2 a.m. In a curved niche outside the closet, Julie paperbacked a geometric black fabric and edged it with pink grosgrain trim and nail heads. See even more from Julie's spaces in her room tour video. The dressing room has a stateliness that suggests a valet from Downton Abbey could appear at any moment, but the man of the house has everything needed to be self-sufficient. Design team Don Easterling and Nina Long envision this will be a room he'll spend time in beyond just getting ready for the day. The duo designed cabinetry lacquered in a rich burnt caramel color and created an arch to highlight an inlaid chest. Open shelves provide an opportunity to display collections of his favorite things. The Fromental wallpaper, with its birds of prey and ochre and brown tones, is bolder and more masculine than a lot of chinoiserie designs. It's not easy to upstage Marianne Faithfull, Desmond Guinness, and Mick Jagger, or a Slim Aarons photograph for that matter, but this fabulous scenic wallpaper more than holds its own. Tucked within the space, a powder room features a custom marble vanity by Temer and unlacquered brass fittings from Waterworks. The powder room is small, and they didn't want to overpower it. A globe lantern and antique mirror lead the eye up. See even more from this space in our Gentleman's Dressing Room video. Ashley Whitaker wanted this screened porch to be a true extension of the house. A shaded porch is so appealing in the summer, and having a fireplace makes the room usable year-round. The designer loves rooms where you can put your feet up, set your drink down, and have fun. Ashley painted the inside of the pendant lights from Curry & Company a haint blue, traditionally used on southern porch ceilings. She also believes that no porch should be without potted plants. Ashley says, "At the end of a hectic day, you'll find me with watering can in hand. Container gardening makes me happy." The designer gave interior fabrics a waterproof treatment and used teak and woven furniture that weathers well. Striped shades made by the Shade Store have a dental molding detail and evoke tent awnings. Ashley used the same fabric to line the backside so that the view from the garden toward the house will be equally pretty. See even more details from the screened porch in Ashley's video. For the outdoor terrace and pool deck, Elaine Griffin brought softness and femininity to the order of landscape architect John Howard's Regency-style garden. Her goal was to complement, not compete with the environment. Elaine shows that exuberance doesn't have to be loud. You can make bold statements with a whisper. Here, in Fabrics by Thibault, quiet greens, ivories, and apricots relate to nature. Stripes repeat in different scales. Elaine gave principles of indoor decorating a fresh air spin by creating distinct zones, including a living area, recreation area, poolside, and dining space. She surrounded a large concrete dining table with metal chairs, all by Century Furniture, and collaborated with floral designer Kanan Marshall on a setting she envisioned for clients celebrating a 4th anniversary, often symbolized with flowers and fruit. Elaine monogrammed scalloped bath mats by Matouk to use as shams on oversized pool loungers. The personalization is unexpected outside, and the terry cloth makes the luxury practical. Bevelot lanterns provide ambiance for an after-sunset dip. See more of Elaine's design and tips in her video. Back inside, Jared Hughes' design of the 3-story stairwell and adjoining landings beautifully connects the house's multiple levels. Jared has spent a lot of time in England, and the details and design work in its stately houses, along with the Regency style of this property, was his inspiration. In the curve of the stairwell, the designer hung art from a brass picture railing to create a salon-style look. Most of the artwork is from his personal collection. He feels it's much more interesting when you combine different styles and periods. Mixing antique oil paintings with contemporary art creates the right amount of tension. Jared was obsessed with this pattern from the rug company for a long time. These leopards appear to crawl up the stairs. The design is both quirky and classic. Jared used an English hand-blocked chintz designed in 1859 by Jean Monroe with collections of grand tour objects throughout the upper-level landing. Portieres leading into the bedroom's vestibules feature fabric by Vervain. Jared painted the shades for visual comfort sconces in green and red for additional strokes of color. See more of this space along with sources from Jared in his video. For the bedroom and ensuite that Tammy Connor designed, she imagined a girl with a passion for Frances Hodgson Burnett's novel, The Secret Garden, and then brought that idea to life. Her starting point was a Fromental wallpaper that feels fresh and modern, with flowers and trees in relief. Although they had a young girl in mind, this space will easily grow along with her and can become a guest room later. The olive green and dusty pink combination is a sophisticated spin on a pink and green palette, and they layered in antiques and materials with character that speak to a sense of longevity. A small bird painting by SCAD alumna Kathleen Byes hangs off-center over the Lee Industries headboard. A lacquered green desk serves as one of the bedside tables. It's perfect for homework or as a spot for a young girl to draw things she has seen while out playing in the garden. The woven water hyacinth lamp is by Curry & Company. Tammy pulled the pink from the bedroom into the bath with a lime wash paint finish in Papillon by Domingue. The vanity is by Kingdom Woodworks. See Tammy's room tour video for even more from this space. Beth Webb and Tristan Harstan wanted guests to feel like they were having a luxurious 5-star hotel experience in this bedroom suite. Beth calls the bedroom Rhapsody in Blue. The 19th century cabinet from Ainsworth Noah that Tristan found in France and the Massimo Listri photograph of the Hermitage in St. Petersburg were the starting points for the palette. The Prince Charles bed from Rose Tarlow through Jerry Pear is piled with Matouk linens, inviting relaxation. According to Beth, a bedroom should feel sumptuous, elegant, and above all, comfortable. In one of Tristan's favorite vignettes atop an 18th century commode, a 19th century Italian bronze horse stands in front of a contemporary work by Atlanta artist Scott Ingram, who uses nail polishes in his creative process, and a Regence mirror. Every surface tells its own little story. See even more details of the space in Beth and Tristan's room tour video. Lisa Mende calls this bedroom Aunt Betty's Garden, an homage to her late aunt who loved flowers and collecting beautiful things, and taught Lisa to do the same. A Thibaut wallpaper mural profuse with blooms, birds, and butterflies envelops the room. Lisa also likes to give the fifth wall interest, and this was a perfect opportunity for a trellis wallpaper on the ceiling. Lisa pays equal attention underfoot with a radiating carpet design from the rug company. Blue and white porcelain from Replacements fills shelves in the Jonathan Charles Bureau. Charlotte artist Stephen Wilson embroidered the headboard with flowers seen in the wall covering. Lisa pinned on embroidered butterflies for additional dimension. In the vestibule, an exuberant mirror, silver vases filled with roses, and a cloche of butterflies speak to the lush environment that awaits. Don't miss Lisa's room tour video to see even more great details. Mallory Matheson Glenn's gilded garden of a sitting room began with the metallic scenic wallpaper. With the room's angled walls, it feels like being inside of a faceted jewel. Although her design is unapologetically feminine, Mallory used contrasting materials like a chunky jute rug and dark woods to balance the Gracie wallpaper, dressmaker window treatments from the Shade Store, and tufted banquettes from Lillian August. She likes the mix of those elements with the polished and pristine. On a leisurely afternoon, who could pass up the rosé bar cart? Creativity runs in the designer's DNA. An abstract painting by artist Montaigne Ray Matheson, who happens to be Mallory's mother, incorporates all the colors of the study. The study's check-draped daybed is ideal for stealing an afternoon nap. The adjacent bathroom features an airy interpretation of her rose, blue, and gold palette with Thibaut wallpaper, custom sconce shades, Shirl Wagner hardware, and waterworks fixtures. See even more of this space in the room tour video with Mallory. In the terrace level gym and spa, Fran Keenan has taken the coldness out of what can often be a clinical looking room and created a visually inspiring environment. She painted stripes on the floor at a 45-degree angle to infuse a little energy. The designer pieced together vinyls to create a patchwork ottoman. It's practical. You can sit on it or use it to stretch muscle groups, and it's okay if it gets damp. Linen panels surround the room, adding softness and creating depth behind the art. A pair of sofas from Lee Industries in a cinnamon velvet offer a place to lounge post-workout. The designer threaded touches of cobalt throughout on upholstery trims, pillow details, and the ottoman. In addition to contemporary exercise equipment, Fran collected vintage medicine balls and weights. She loves finding worn and weathered things to layer in with modern functionality. Fran papered spa walls with reproductions of the periodic table. She says it's a wink toward wellness. We need elements like oxygen and magnesium to survive and thrive. In a nod to her fashion background, she was inspired by a Rick Owens leather jacket for the valance leading to the bathroom area. She draped 4 hides and left the edges raw so it didn't feel precious. See Fran's room tour video for even more from the gym and spa. Tish Mills-Kirk feels like we're living through another roaring 20s of design. Her terrace-level guest suite and outdoor terrace reflect her point of view. The bedroom feels connected to the earth through the sepia, brown, and cream tones. Tish is not usually this bold with wall coverings, but fell in love when she saw a small swatch of this jungle print by Perrette. She knew it would be a fun way to bring the outdoors in. Light and dark furniture pieces from Gabby echo the give and take of the room's palette. Striking arrangements by Kanan Marshall complement the space. For the bed hangings, she used long panels of a fabric-cut animal pattern that attach from the ceiling. They evoke the feeling of a glamorous tent. A Samuel & Sons trim featuring beaded insects adds a sense of humor and surprise in the room. In the morning, guests can relax on the adjacent terrace with a cup of coffee before heading upstairs. The Summer Classics furniture is super comfortable. See more of Tish's spaces and her design tips in her video. In the terrace-level family room, Ray Booth uses a series of convex mirrors in different scales to create an installation that echoes the room's porthole windows. They also bounce light around, animating the space. Ray continues the circular play with a hand-blown glass light fixture from John Pomp through R. Hughes that looks like a mobile suspended from the ceiling. Ray arranged a pair of sectional sofas from his furniture line for hickory chair in an L shape, and then interrupted the bulk of the back with an ottoman in between. It's all deep-seated and incredibly comfortable for movie watching. The table spins down to 18 inches and up to 22 inches, which gives a little diversity for height and use. A buffet with square pleated front, another of Booth's own furniture designs, provides ample storage as well as a surface for decorative objects and a drinks tray. Ray saw the other side of the room as the ideal spot for a game table. He surrounded the table with a curved banquette and vintage chairs. The upholstered screen reaches its arms out to gather the furniture and is also the perfect place to hang the painting by David Kidd. See Ray's video for even more details from this room. Corey Damon Jenkins bucked the trend of the masculine tones and dark fabrics often used in wine rooms and speakeasies, and embraced a more elegant and fashion-forward aesthetic. Mirrors, reflective finishes, and organic motifs, such as the Gracie wallpaper, visually defy the feeling of a closed-in, windowless room. Going light and ethereal achieves an effect that makes the spaces feel taller and airy and invites people in. Antique art juxtaposes with a contemporary painting by Atlanta artist Shaniqua Gay. Corey used cravat fabrics, several of his own design, on the built-in banquette cushions and pillows. The octagonal tables and stools are from Maitland Smith. Shades of pink weave from the morning bar through to the wine cellar, painted insets of the coffered ceiling, and chairs by Hancock and more. There's so much sculptural geometry, from the oval insets in the speakeasy to the intricate and exacting shelving in the wine room. Sculpture also comes into play in the morning bar's fixtures from Shirl Wagner. See and hear more about these rooms and Corey's inspiration in his video. For the terrace level powder room, Nellie Howard Osee envisioned a collaboration between sea and sky, with shagreen paper on the walls and a wallpaper of birds in flight on the ceiling. The wallpaper on the ceiling draws the eye up, and Aaron Lauder's plaster fixture from Visual Comfort casts a beautiful pattern of light around the room. Embroidered guest towels named kahola, which means coral in Hawaiian, from Pioneer Linens continue the concept. Nellie found a mirror with rippled detailing that matches the wall color perfectly and had custom sconce shades made from sheer fabrics. The pink and green veining in the countertop pops nicely with the teal on the walls. To see even more from the FLOWER Magazine Atlanta Showhouse, be sure to watch the designers' room-by-room tours. And don't miss our roundup of showhouse flower arrangements to see compositions from all of the floral designers. And if you enjoy seeing beautiful homes, gardens, and design videos, be sure to subscribe to FLOWER Magazine on YouTube and click the bell to be notified when we post new content. We would like to thank our Showhouse sponsors for supporting this project and sharing their extraordinary products and services.